that was awesome. So
Heck yeah. Hello, everybody.
Thank you.
If you didn't hear that, we're going to go ahead and repeat it. Carissa, TMC moderator down over here, the blue uh, screen, the blue little icon right down over there. She did her first audition today. Although, fun fact,
Yes.
it is not her first time doing voiceover.
Oh,
I'll let her talk about that if she wants to later. But this was her first voiceover audition, and it was in Japanese.
I feel
Also,
myself
to cut.
blushing now. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you. Ronnie, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
since
Yes.
she's very well educated in Japanese, well, better than me. She probably
Right.
doesn't feel that she is, but she's pretty well educated in Japanese. And the audition was specifically looking for somebody who could read kanji, right?
Kanji, just who could sound Japanese naturally.
Oh, who could sound naturally Japanese. Okay, well, cool. You did it. Anyway, for those of you who have attended with us before, you're going to recognize this script. We have done it multiple times in the past, but that's okay. It's always good to revisit an old script to see what you can bring to it now versus what you had before. And for those of you who haven't seen this script before, fantastic. This one's going to be great. So let's go ahead and start up the reads with James. Go ahead and give us the first read. Again, the only things that we're reading are those things highlighted in yellow. The things highlighted in green are actions.
So I'm not actually doing the actions, or am I?
You are acting everything out that is on
That is
the
highlighted.
script. Yes, that's highlighted. So
Okay, okay.
the actions will require you to give effort sounds if you feel you can. I know that you're also, dealing with uh, like the remnants of a UTI. You no you
No.
upper respiratory infection. URI. Excuse me.
Yes.
Um,
Different
Forgive me.
region.
Yeah, very different region. Anyway, you're dealing with the remnants of an upper respiratory. I'm going to shut up. You go ahead and read. Go for it.
Excuse me, I gotta go pee real quick. No. That's a UTI. This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. It feels like the night comes again as soon as it left. And with the night comes the forest's creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. The cursed medallion of Duhu. Old friend, I have freed our people, and I will free you too. And with that, I'm going to have to turn my gain down because sorry for the clipping, folks.
You're fine. This is a workout. This doesn't have to be perfect in
Right.
recording. All right.
Next we'll go with Arrow.
All right.
okay.
This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. Feels like night comes again as soon as it's left, and with night comes the forest creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. Oh, shit! The cursed medallion of Doohoo? Old friend, I have freed our people, and I will free you too.
All right, Arrow, who's up next? Arrow?
I forgot. I'm sorry. Uh,
It's okay. It's
uh,
okay. So it's I've got the list still in the chat, but it's Roddy, Sonic, or
okay.
myself.
Let's go with Sonic.
Sonic.
I'm gonna try standing for this one. This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rotten mold. But late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. The cursed medallion of Doohoo? Old friend, I have freed our people, and I will free you too. I'm gonna go with Michael.
Okay, let me just get the reading order re-established here. And of course, I would absolutely fail to do that properly. Thank you very much for putting me on the spot, Sonic. All right. This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest's creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. Oh, the cursed medallion of Doohoo? Old friend, I have freed our people, and I will free you too. All right, Roddy.
This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through those mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetites for anything with the heartbeat. It's terrifying. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. The cursed medallion of Duhu? Old friend, I have freed our people, and I will free you too.
You know who that leaves.
Andrew. Yeah. Carissa.
All right, Carissa, you're up.
This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. Oh. Oh. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. The cursed medallion of Dew? Old friend, I have freed our people. And I will free you too.
All right, you saw it here first, folks. I was kicked out of my own studio. All right. So now that we have everybody who's read, let's go ahead and dive into the script, shall we? The best part. Nothing like a good steaming bowl of script analysis to make your Saturday complete, right? Okay, so let's talk about this microphone technique first. Who, or who? What the heck? As you can see, it has been a Saturday so far. Um, what kind of mic technique should we be using on this one? Voiceover or voice under?
I want to say over.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree. Over.
Yeah. This is voiceover. You're up front. This is all about you and your performance. You are the one
Give me a
painting the
chance
scene.
to use the poll. Boo. Fine. Just do it anyway.
Sorry that I know voiceover.
Oh, there is a poll. Wow. Okay. All right. All right. Well,
Let me just rush right into it
If
right now.
those in the chat, what do you think it is?
Voiceover.
if you decide voice under, I would really like to hear your reasoning for it being voice under. Just as an aside, I
I
did not
mean, it
did not
could
know.
it it could technically be voice under if you did it over or if you did it under like shots of the game, background or whatever. But like a cutscene or something.
You see, even if you did do it that way, voice pterodactyl.
Mm.
Uh, sorry, that was posted by Andrew. You guys see the chat. Anyway, um, even if that was the case, even if it was just your voice overlaid with just like stills or shots of the game, um, it would still be a voice-over performance because you are still the main center focus of the entirety of the script. Your actions, I'm sure you've seen those before, like animatics, where you have, like actually voice acted out scenes, but the visuals is just a still frame. Even in those, it's actually more important for you as the actor to paint the full living scene to your listener. So this would still be a voiceover performance. Your performance is up front and center on this one. So I'm going to officially stamp it as voiceover. If anybody has any compelling arguments for voice under, then I will hear them, but I will vehemently deny them. Just letting you know that right off the bat. Anyway, let's talk about this character. So the only thing we know about them is they are the hero. What can we tell about their personality, about who they are, about what they're doing? What can we tell about them from the script?
From the script, they are brave, calm, determined, calculated, and stealthy.
I was going to say the same thing. Amazing.
You know what? I got
I
the
would,
same thing
Wow.
out of this hero.
it just came to me. I
It's
don't know what to say. It just came to
it's
me.
incredible.
I would also say like calculated and experienced, especially
I
Okay.
was
with this
gonna
forest.
I'm thinking jaded.
Yeah.
I get a
Okay.
very jaded personality point of view. Somebody who's maybe they've seen some shit, maybe they haven't, but either way, they're just exhausted and over it, and nothing really seems to phase them
Definitely battle tested.
Battle
for
tested.
sure.
Okay.
Well, this guy is very experienced, whether that be in the field or he's well researched, but he knows what this forest is all about.
At first, it was giving.
Tenacious.
Tenacious. Okay.
At first, it was giving off pessimistic, but then at the end, the opposite. So I wouldn't say that.
Okay. So, for any of you who have played or are familiar with Undertale, I think determined. No, nobody. Okay, fine.
I was
Sorry, I
nodding
didn't
my
see
head.
that part when you played it.
I was nodding my head yes.
I was
You had
too, but
very
then I
good choices.
forgot you can't see me.
Yeah.
So,
Hey guys, what did I miss?
Hello.
Oh,
You missed the cold reads. Um. So we're doing the character breakdown now. So we got jaded, battle tested, experienced, tenacious, determined. What else can we tell about them?
well,
They're
he's.
resilient? Oh, go ahead.
Resilient. Okay.
Oh, you already have battle tested. Okay, I see that. I see that.
I'm writing these down. Although for some reason I cannot write the letter R.
okay. Does anyone know what a tardigrade is?
Yes.
Yes,
I don't know why, but that's what I am getting. Tardigrades are these little animals that literally can endure almost anything.
water bears.
And water bears, they're amazing. I love them. Anyways, so there's a word that's associated with tardigrades that literally means you can be put through anything and still come out. And I can't think of the term, but that is what I'm thinking with this character. So, yeah.
One thing I'm also gonna say is responsible. He has a very heavy task on his shoulders, and he is determined to meet it out. So I would say he has a strong sense of responsibility. He or
Okay.
she.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Responsible. Anything else? Okay. So one of the things that was written down or that was pointed out earlier was jaded, and I don't know if that's really necessarily the best description for them because if they were, I don't think they'd be really all that worried about going into the forest because of how they feel about it. In fact, I think they feel too strongly about the forest to really have like a really jaded feel to them. I understand. I think I kind of understand what you mean. They're sort of like hardened and a little. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say hardened, but they definitely have gone through some stuff, and that should come through in the read. There's a history to this character just prior to you bringing them to life in this scene. It is going to be up to you to define what that history is and define how to bring that to life. But there is a history there, and that is something that you do need to pay attention to. So stalwart is definitely good. I'll go ahead and add that onto the list as well. Hey, maybe if this, what is going on? Oh, stop, stop. Sorry, I'm having technical issues. What did? Okay, okay. Sorry about that. Stalwart.
Stop it. Get some help.
I need help. I really do. Okay. So I definitely put down. I added in stalwart. Yeah, because clearly this person is very engaged in what's happening around them. I mean, take a look at that opening, the opening lines, the narration right at the very beginning. Um, this is your character narrating their thoughts, feelings, and ideas about this place, and clearly it's. I mean, they're invested. They have very strong, poignant opinions about the dark forest. So, what should be the overall tone of that very first narration? If we were going to assign emotions to it, because as we know, there's no just one emotion to anything, there's a range of them. But if we were going to assign emotions to that first narration, what are those emotions?
Cautious.
Cautious? Okay.
Determined?
Okay.
You said poignant. So that's a good one.
Cautious. Yeah, I need to make these smaller because there's not a whole lot of room.
Maybe wary would be better, as I think wary is an actual. Well, wary's not an emotion either. Cautious and emotion. Cautious and wary aren't really emotions. Vigilant.
But the thing is they have emotional states assigned to them. Like they
Yes.
bring something up in your mind, and I think having as much as as you possibly can to draw from is going to be super important. So
Oh, forlorn, maybe. That's a good
forlorn.
one.
Okay, that is a good one.
Vigilant.
So I say that again.
Vigilant.
Vigilant. Okay. Any other thoughts about what that first opening paragraph is supposed to feel like?
It's definitely setting the tone of where he is. So I get this sense of darkness,
Okay.
specifically also because he's saying that it's dark.
One thing that I'm kind of surprised was missed so far is disgust.
Disgust. Well,
I was
yes.
just about to
Yes.
say
I was
that.
gonna paint more of a picture with that kind of in mind,
Mm-hmm.
where I could very easily see him like in this dark, dank forest, like he's sitting on just a tree stump. He has the sword like in one hand, like hold it out, but the blade's going down to the ground, kind of like how you would hold like a what's it called, hiking stick, but you're sitting. So he's staring out into the forest, like he just doesn't like it. He's judging it. Yeah.
Okay. Judgmental. I hope that chicken scratch is legible. I'm so bad at handwriting and I do it every single week. Anything else? Any other thoughts? Okay. Yeah, I think we've got a
Weary?
really good. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What was that?
I'm sorry, did we say weary? But that's okay. We can move forward.
Weary, like tired?
Yeah, we can move
Yeah.
forward. Sorry.
No, no, no. That's fine. That's fine. No judging of self extends to you too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why do you think I established these rules? I'm not above them. I'm not above the law. But yeah, if we take a look at this first paragraph here, your character clearly has a strong bias and inclination against the forest. This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. You know its history. Your character is familiar with this place, and you need to communicate to listeners that same level of familiarity. So, this is a character choice you need to make for yourself. What is your character's history with the Black Forest? Have they been in it before? Are they familiar with those creatures? Have they heard stories? Do they know of people who got lost there? Do they know of people who got lost in there and made it out and were never the same again? What is your particular character's background with the Black Forest? From what I'm seeing, they have a lot of personal experience here. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. Make that sound disgusting. Because again, you're trying to paint this as a really terrible place to be. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. What is the issue with night in this world? I know in our world, we've got plenty of issues being out and about at night in specific places. Other places, no problems whatsoever. But here, specifically, in this world we're trying to bring to light, what is the problem with it being night? Why is that such a massive issue? Um, well, I mean, thankfully the answer is there, and with the night comes the forest's creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. Play up the drama here. That is, you are literally facing life-threatening creatures. Pikmin? yes.
You know
Life-threatening
how
creatures.
like you have to
Pikmin.
leave at night, like at the
Pikmin.
spaceships. Although this guy can't leave, he has to deal with them.
Gotcha.
Except
Okay.
the monsters are a lot worse. They don't look as cartoony and childish.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's just when you typed that out, I imagined that you saw these bloodthirsty creatures as like giant Pikmin. Like
The
that's all it
Bulborgs.
was. It was just
Yeah, I
giant
understand. I read it
Pikmin.
like, or like Pikmin, like no, like from Pikmin. I should what I should have
Right,
said.
right. But yeah, no. This needs to sound terrifying and Fomori from World of Darkness. I'm unfamiliar with that, but if that is, I mean, if you can emotionally connect to that, fantastic. Um, it's terrifying is your character's assessment of the forest. You need to again be emotionally invested in it's terrifying. It needs to sound terrifying to you. It needs to sound like you mean this. So be really focused on that. Your character's disgust and knowledge of this forest is the reason that they're giving the listener here the overview of what's going on. Now, if you want to paint a scene to this, you're more than welcome to. This could be a journal entry, in which case, yes, you would actually use voice under technique to deliver just that, because it is stuff that's going on in their head. Um, or maybe they could be talking to, say, a companion that they recently lost. Who knows? Again, um, set yourself a scene and give your character real emotional involvement with what's going on around them. See the world, feel the dangers. Think of the last time you didn't feel like things were secure, like where it felt like things were truly actually dangerous, and draw upon those feelings, draw upon that sort of general emotional state to paint this scene. Um, Thankfully, with this script, you're actually given quite a bit of background. Did anybody here read any of the stuff that's in parentheses and around the actual stuff you need to perform?
I did.
Okay. Yeah, you're given quite a bit to paint a scene here, which is really helpful, particularly for theatrical character work. Um, so for anybody who might just be listening in, right after the opening monologue, it says the hero hears yips of hyena-like animals in the distance and low guttural rumblings much nearer, suggesting something massive is approaching. The hero takes in a sharp drawn breath of momentary fear, followed by an exhale of battle preparation. Well, Mia sleeps in the building. Okay. Anyway, discussions going on that I have no idea about. We'll just leave that to be as is. Um, Roddy's true form has been summoned. What? Anyway, so the thing that what it seems like to me is with this particular script, you're actually given the scene and then your lines with that scene. So all of this happens relatively quickly, is what it sounds like to me. Um, Now, what did you guys see? Did you guys see this as a collection of various scenes, like with some time skips in between, or is this all one scene to you?
Me, this
What does
is
this
all
look
one
like?
scene.
Okay.
Various, various collections.
Okay.
Yeah, I also had various collections, like I envisioned some flashbacks here and there. I'm picturing this person is kind of pulling a I Am Legend. They're sitting in front of a radio, thinking about things, calling out to people. So
Okay. Any other thoughts? How did you guys take this? Because I'm trying to find the way that something that would make the most sense. Because I want to come up with a sort of general breakdown of everything. Because if these are various collections of scenes, then I would say take some extra time in between them and build up to them. For instance, if every time you see the word "the hero" coming up, if you take that as a completely different scene, then you need to establish what has happened in between in your mind. One of the things that I
Oh,
noticed
that's
that
what
was
you
kind
meant.
of missing was sometimes when people were delivering this script through the cold reads, they were immediately okay right after some event happened. So their voice was back to being calm and entirely unbothered. When in reality, your character's been running, climbing, jumping. They fell down. Maybe maybe they knocked a rib slightly out of place. I don't know. Maybe they're in pain. All of that stuff needs to be factored in as well. This is if this is if this is a series of scenes happening consecutively, then your character has constantly been running and fighting and trying to escape this darkness that is in the forest. So you're not going to be able to be like, I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest, right? You're going to be out of breath. You're going to be feeling things. Your mind is going to be racing as you're coming up with the next thing to do.
That's
I
what
So
you
also
meant.
had a
My bad.
question.
yes. Hmm.
Uh, why is he necessarily a hero here? From how we're describing, it doesn't sound like anything he's doing is necessarily heroic. More of just survivalist.
So the thing is that is diving a little farther than the script really gives us any context for. They're simply called the hero. That is the character.
Mhm.
So we
Well,
don't have a name. We don't have a specific designation for them. So just to separate them from other characters in the script, they are referred to as the hero.
Okay.
actually, I will argue that point because at the very last sentence here, old friend, I have freed our people, and I will free you too. It's pretty clear to me that that the hero's mission here is is to free his people from
Eh,
whatever curse that may be here, because he locked eyes with a or he or she has locked eyes with an ogre here, and they see this medallion hanging around this ogre's neck. Clearly, this medallion has done something because it's a cursed medallion, and he's calling this ogre his friend. So this monster here was his friend, a good friend, an old friend. So if this has happened to his friend, it has clearly happened to his people, his village, or her.
yeah, it sounds kind of villainous to me. I don't know.
Yeah, that's how I interpreted it when I read it. Almost, it's like it's not. There's nothing here that's really outright saying this man's a hero outside of like maybe to the village, I guess.
Again, though, we're just going to, for now, treat that as a character designation rather than as, a greater story arc point. Um, because again, we're actually only getting a very narrow slice of what it is they're doing. So for now, they are the hero just as a separation from other characters. We'll just say that. This could potentially be a game where um, your you can customize the main characters. They don't always look the same or have the same name, so they're just calling them the hero because that's the player character. That being said, though, so one of the things that you need to communicate here is emotional intent behind everything, right? What is your character feeling right at that point? um, any sound you make, any action that you take, anything like that that is just to try and replicate what it is you're hearing in your head isn't going to paint a scene very well. um, you as the actor live in this world, so when you jump to a tree limb and you nearly lose it, we need to hear that. It says three consecutive. Yeah, three massive leaps from tree limbs, three dangerous close catches when clinging for their life onto the landing branch. Something to consider is, have you guys ever leaped from something and tried to catch onto it and climb up?
Nope.
I'm pretty sure Andrew has because Andrew does do rock climbing. But
Yes.
if
Hmm.
you've ever done things like pull-ups or jumping jumping jacks, things like that, anytime you do consecutive of any action, it gets harder, right? You have less physical energy to do those things. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to give your listeners some variety in these actions, your character's going to get more and more tired, more and more drained as you're doing them. Dynamic bouldering is so much fun, I bet. But yeah, that does require a lot of jumping and holding on for dear life sometimes. So, unfortunately, the one person who can't read with us right now, who's on the call, is the one person who probably has the most experience with doing this stuff. um, but yeah, so your character is going to be naturally out of breath. They're going to be tired. Parkour Gober, indeed. Um, and again, if these, even if they're disconnected scenes, your character's been in there for a while. So when you see the cursed medallion of Duhu, or when you talk to your friend, make sure to portray that you have been fighting for your life this whole time up until this point. Maybe there's some frustration. Maybe there's some fear. You're definitely out of breath, though. So all of that needs to be factored in. Everything that you've done up until that point needs to be factored in. Because otherwise, you have this really weird, like, incongruent, excuse me, and disconnected delivery where you're like running around and you're jumping on things and suddenly, slicked back hair and you're perfectly fine. The cursed medallion of Duhu. It's like, when did you get refreshed? What's with this? It's kind of like those scenes in movies where somebody falls into like a pool and then gets up and like the next scene their hair's perfectly dry. Like it's that kind of thing, and we don't want to communicate that.
He
Oh
clearly
yeah,
had a healing potion in between scenes.
Oh yeah, clearly.
oh yeah, it's just like that one scene out of that one terrible, terrible wannabe anime where it's like woken up out of a dead sleep. What's wrong?
Yeah, no, it's that's one of the things that I always listen for, at least. So I'm just, again, just as a note, all of this is just coming from brain of Michael. None of this is clearly for or is authoritative, I should say. Um, Always get coaching. Always learn from experts. But it makes sense to me that if this is even if it's one scene, you're still you're still exerting yourself as you're doing these actions. So you're going to get progressively more and more out of breath and tired. Um, Factor all that in. We need to hear what is happening around you. We need to hear your desperation. We need to hear your fear, right? That needs to come through in your performance. Um, just as a note, in the middle hero line, or I guess, what is this? The first, second, third? Yeah, in the third set of hero lines, I didn't come this far to follow the fate of this cursed forest. The note says that cursed is pronounced in one syllable, not two. So it's not cursed, it's cursed. So just they're asking for that specifically, so we might as well give them what they're asking for. Does anybody have any comments, questions, anything like that about any part of the script or any part of the breakdown before we get into it? Anything extra that maybe we didn't talk about? Okay. That means that this is gonna be one tip I can give. First long jump is going to be decided decently easy in terms of exertion, but each consecutive jump is going to become exponentially harder. You ain't easy breathing by the third jump. Jumping continuously is very draining. Yes. Um, yes, absolutely. I mean, I'm definitely not the fittest guy in the world, so I can't really tell you no, it's no problem. But if you've ever jumped like just 3 times consecutively, just even twice consecutively, it starts getting a little difficult. Again, you've got all the energy in the world for the first jump, but your second one has less and your third one has less. And it's just as vital that you push yourself as hard as possible for each one.
Unless you're Nathan Drake, in which case you have absolutely infinite stamina.
Or any of the Assassin's Creed protagonists. All of them can
Precisely.
climb all over the place with no issues.
Yep, not a single hair out of place. Especially when they do their, what, swan dives?
Leap of faith.
There it is.
And actually, Amanda, I think we can go ahead and put you in right at the end over here. We have not a lot of people here, so we should be able to get through everybody on stream. But if there are no additional questions or nothing else that anybody wants to go over or get into, then let's start up the reads, starting with James.
All right, so my character he's been in the forest before. Actually, lost a friend to the forest a long time ago. He is by himself, so this dialogue is it's inner dialogue, but it's not going to be voiced that way. This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it left, and with the night comes the forest's creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. I didn't come this far to let the fate of this... Whoop, try that again. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. The cursed medallion of Doohoo. Old friend, I have freed our people, and I will free you too.
Okay, opening it up. What did y'all think of that one?
It is
Tech.
cursed.
I was about
Not
to
your
say the same
read.
thing.
Just
That's what I was
cursed.
about to say. That was a really solid read, though.
The
You
first
said
curse.
cursed.
I know.
This
I just
accursed read.
the talking about it
Okay,
landed it in my head.
I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest.
Blast you, beast! I
Council,
shall fell
damn it!
you!
This forest will not be the best of me. I will die on the battlefield like all my brothers before.
The cursed medallion of Doohoo.
Of boo-hoo.
Of boo-hoo.
At
Anyway.
at the end, were you still exhausted when you found the medallion?
I should have been. Did I not sound it?
No.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Amanda, that is cursed.
If what you said cursed, then it would have been, you could have saved it, but oh well.
You want to know what the worst thing is? This was added into the soundboard. Anyways, look how Carissa and I both went for it.
No.
I know, but I do not have the final say on the soundboard apparently. So,
You never
yeah,
did.
yeah, clearly, James, your very last sentence, you definitely disconnected from your character there
Okay.
because the entire thing came off as whiny.
Oh, okay.
You had a lot of vocal strain, which adds that whininess quality to it. Old
Okay.
friend, I have freed our people.
Oh, okay.
So what are you feeling? You say old friend. What is your character's history with this ogre that's wearing this medallion?
In this case, he has realized that his friend that he lost to the forest is this ogre.
Okay. So then if that is the case, what would seeing this massive, hulking, dangerous creature wearing your friend's jewelry make you feel?
Okay.
Like, that's what we need to hear. Yes, you're tired, 100%. And I think you were really focused on trying to do that versus trying to communicate what your character was feeling about seeing this ogre that was your friend.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of emotional weight there. Are you in any is your character in any current danger at that point?
No.
Okay. So you can take a little bit of time to sort of recover a bit and see what's happening. I need to hear that.
Okay.
Because you were very focused on getting that strained vocal tone, but not in communicating the emotional impact. And yes, cursed. Cursed.
Cursed.
Cursed.
Cursed.
Cursed.
Cursed.
Yeah, it's one syllable, cursed. Anybody else? All right. Whenever you're ready, James. From the top. I want to hear you put it all together.
This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest's creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. What? The cursed medallion of Doohoo. Oh, old friend. I have freed our people. And I will free you too.
Okay. A couple things that I really, really liked about that. First off, the last line, much improved. That's such a huge improvement from the previous one because you actually gave us your character's emotional involvement with your friend. Um, one of the things that I really liked, and I think we're going to go ahead and institute that from here on out, is the 3 massive leaps from tree limbs followed by the close call catches. Those are all one action. You jump,
Yep.
close call catch. Jump, close call catch. Jump, close call catch. Make those consecutive. Um, I'm just putting that out there because you did that, and it made a lot more sense in my opinion.
Yeah, I did it the other way on the cold read, and then as I actually looked at those, I'm like, oh, okay, those are one scene. At least that's the way I saw it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, because your character's getting up and away from whatever was chasing them, right? One thing though is your sharp drawn breath is almost like a desperate gasp. And in reality, it says, um, the hero takes in a sharp drawn breath of momentary fear, followed by an exhale of battle preparation. So they're caught off guard, and it's more like, like
Yeah, I did that the first time, and then I caught. I think I was jumping ahead. I was on the next scene already, so I was like, oh. So yeah, I agree with you on what's going on with that. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Pay attention to where you currently physically
Right.
are in the scene. That comes through, as you can see. If you move too far ahead,
Yep.
your performance moves too far ahead, and we don't need that. We need you to paint the scene for us.
Yep.
While you were, getting the wind knocked out of you and standing up, and I didn't come this far. That was all good because you were there. Like that's where your mind was already. But we need to hear that you are, momentarily caught off guard, but you are ready for a fight. So I like what you did with your intro. I like everything else. Just give me a retake of the sharp drawn breath and the battle preparation exhale.
Is that good? Did you hear me?
No, nothing came through.
Oh my
Not a
gosh.
sound.
Discord
I'm
ate it
like,
up.
I'm like, okay, okay, he's really prepping.
That-
He's really prepping for it.
This cursed connection.
I know there's a setting in Discord's audio that kind of
It's
like,
turned off.
yeah, oh,
It's already turned
Plug and
off.
limiting. So you
All
fell
right.
to the fate of this cursed connection.
Yes. Blast you, Discord!
Okay,
All
then
right.
why don't you give me? Let's see if having a little bit of audio going first would help.
A pox
So
on your house.
yes, exactly. So read the last two sentences, and with two
Sure.
sentences of that speech, or yeah, of that opening monologue. So and with the night through its terrifying, and then the sharp drawn breath, and then exhale with battle preparation.
Okay.
Let's see if that helps.
All right. Prime the pump, so to speak. And with the night comes the forest's creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. Did it eat it again?
I heard the exhale, just
God
not
dang
the
it.
inhale. You know what? It looks like Discord is kind of cursed when it comes to this right now. Um, but the thing is I think you see what I'm getting at, though, right? Like
Yeah.
you need to be in the moment your character is in.
Yep.
And if you're disconnected from that, that comes through incredibly clearly in your read.
Yep.
So, but again, though, the fact that you, especially towards the end, that last sentence, when you established your character's connection to this thing, really beautifully well done.
Thank you.
So, I'm going to go ahead and say we can move along. I think we've done good with this, unless anybody has anything they'd like to say, add, anything at all. Cool. Moving it along to Arrow.
Hello. I don't know why I do that every time. Okay. All right.
That's fine.
Anyways.
So give us a brief overview of your choices for your character and their connection with the forest, and then give us a read.
Okay. So, um, my character is currently kind of hiding away. And I picture like a underneath a deadfall somewhere, or she has this little radio with her, and she's kind of talking into the radio. She ended up in the forest because she was looking for a dog. That's someone that had been with her forever through everything that she's been through, and has kind of lost the dog. It's been a couple of days, and she's lost. So she's hoping that in doing this little radio broadcast, somebody may try to come help her. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It's a little in depth, I know. Do I just start reading now, or
Yeah, go for it.
okay? This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. Prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. The curse. The cursed medallion of Dooku. Oh, old friend. I have freed our people. And I will free you too. I messed up there.
You do not do that. You
Nope,
let
nope,
us give
nope.
you feedback.
Daniel.
That's a Dan rule violation.
My bad.
Come on, that's one of the rules. Oh wait, did we not go over the rules?
We have
Did I
not
did
gone
I
over the
skip that on
rules.
Monday?
Mm.
Well, no,
You,
I
you,
mean, did I skip
yeah,
that on Monday?
I could have sworn he went over them on Monday.
No,
Yeah.
you went
He
over them on
did.
Monday, but
I
you did
did.
not go over them today.
Okay, okay. Well, three rules: Dan rule, Nephilim rule, and Alex rule. Don't break them. If you need any more details on them, just ask. But okay, I'm gonna open it up. What did you guys think of that performance?
You were very focused on the breathing. You were so focused on it, you skipped the second line.
You
Yep.
really enjoyed that scene. I don't know if it's like the voice you chose, but is anybody else hearing that? Or is it just me?
No, we
Hearing
got a
what?
comment from Twitch about it.
Yeah.
So
Trying to be as delicate as possible.
so here's the deal. When it comes to the actual actions, it's interesting what happens with some actors, and I've noticed this. I'm sorry, Chrissy, could you mute up? I can hear myself in the background. Thank you. But one of the things that can really help paint a scene very clearly for a listener is shortening everything up and making it really, really quick. So, something I've seen from other actors in the past is that when they do have to do a sort of non-verbal but mostly sound effect style of scene, it tends to drag on quite a bit. And I think by shortening it up and coming up with something with just really, really as basic as you can muster for that scene is really going to help paint it much clearer in somebody's mind. Also, if you are going to be breathing that hard and that heavily for that amount of time, back off from the microphone a little bit. Because it sounded like the entire time you were really close and kind of breathing right in our ear. So yeah, back it up a bit. Give yourself more space and more distance because the camera likely on this character is going to be far enough away that it's going to be sort of it's not going to be quite as directly in the ear of the listener. Um, so Roddy, which line was skipped again? Was it Fall to the Fate? Okay, okay, yeah. Um, Arrow, while reading this, is this one continuous scene for you, or is this a collection of different scenes? If you responded, you're muted.
Yeah. Uh, at first, it was a collection of different scenes, but then as we were talking, it did change to sort of one scene.
One
So,
scene? Okay. Okay.
mhm.
So then this happens in a short period of time over a short distance. We'll compress it down
Okay.
a little bit more. Um,
Okay.
so you've been doing voiceover for the past month, right? That's what you said
Yeah.
about it?
Sorry.
Okay.
I know my choices are a bit
No, no,
weird.
no, 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 no. I'm just that's not at all what that's about. I'm just trying to understand where you're coming from. But you have had plenty of stage and film experience, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay. So then I don't have as much stage and film experience. uh Actually, yeah, no, not formal violation, but we're not going to go into that right now. Again, I want you to separate these scenes a little bit more, just for the sake of judging the performance of each scene. let's go ahead and give each one of them a little bit more breathing room, so to speak.
Okay.
So the speech, like your intro monologue to the battle preparation, is one scene. Getting the wind knocked out of you, standing upright. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of the cursed forest. Another scene. Leaping from tree, from limb to limb. Another scene. And
Mm.
then the last two lines are their own scene as well. Uh, what is your character feeling this entire time?
Um, adrenaline.
Okay, so they're kind of pumped up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if that's one scene, if it's not one scene, then maybe I'm not sure. To think about that.
Okay. Because I think your character generally would be feeling fear and worry
Oh
because
yeah.
that is basically their preamble here in that opening monologue. They're
Okay.
saying it's terrifying. There's some fear there. There's worry about what might happen. And with the night comes the forest creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. Right?
Okay.
You're being chased. That's one of the most primal fears I think human beings could fear or could feel is being chased by something that wants to kill you.
Okay.
So your character is afraid. They're worried. Hopped up on adrenaline? Sure. But with that fear and worry may come a whole slew of other emotions. Maybe there's some
Okay.
frustration. Maybe there's some anger, right? Those can come out too. For instance, I
Okay.
didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. You could basically be spitting that out between gritted teeth, right? Like, I didn't come this far to fall over a rock and get torn apart by hyenas, right? Like,
I see.
yeah, paint the scene with some more emotions as well.
Okay. All right.
Anybody else before we get back into a read? Okay, then Arrow from the top, whenever you're ready.
This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. Ugh. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. Feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. Oh, shit. The cursed medallion of Dooku? Old friend, I have freed our people, and I will free you too.
Okay, opening it up. Any thoughts? Look how Roddy immediately stands up, looks over at the camera.
I feel like this is going to be a trend. At the end, it felt like a slight. Well, hold up. Let me just ask. Have you recovered at the end? Did you give yourself enough time to catch your breath and stuff?
Um, Not really. I don't think I did, no.
Mm. it didn't sound like you were still tired at the end, to me at least.
Okay. I see what you're saying. I I do. I see what you're saying. It felt
It's not,
like I had gotten a second wind. Does that make
yeah,
sense?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hmm.
basically.
Yeah.
I would say that it's not that you shouldn't at least like give us a sign that you've caught your breath and stuff.
Okay.
If you were to take a slightly different approach at the end. So that
Okay.
way it still feels more connected
I
to
think
the
good.
scene.
Okay.
Arrow, are you? Do you have room to move around where you're acting right now?
Um, a little bit.
A little bit. Okay. Because one
Yeah.
of the things that I think could really help is much like what Andrew said in the chat, is to physically act out the motions that you're taking. So if you're reaching and climbing, feel yourself reaching for something, and then tense your muscles, pull yourself up, like feel
Okay.
your body physically making those motions of you moving yourself, because the tension of your muscles is actually going to slightly change the shape of your rib cage and how you sound, and it's going to sound more realistic that way. So
Okay.
physically acting out as much of it as you possibly can is really going to help out. One of the things that I actually remember doing with on a one-on-one with Roddy was having him do some exercises to get just a little bit out of breath, because that could also help out with sounding tired. So, I mean, the less in shape you are, the easier you can get to that point.
I
But
I remember that. I
you remember
remember
that,
that.
yeah, and it was going to take a while because you've kept yourself in pretty decent shape, at least. I think better than me, that's for sure. But but yeah, if it'll help, some and this is just for future reference for other things like this. If you are going to be recording things where you sound tired, maybe get outside, do some jumping jacks, push-ups, go on a quick little jog or something. Get yourself slightly out of breath to enhance the acting that you're giving to your client.
So just to make sure that I'm understanding, it sounds too energetic. Is that part of what, does it all sound the same? Like there's no change in tone? I'm just trying to make
Um,
sure I'm understanding.
when it comes to the leaps from the tree and close call catches, they do sound
Uh,
all very similar.
okay.
You don't sound like you're exerting yourself more and more with each one.
Okay.
Um, and when it comes to the whole getting the wind knocked out of you and standing up, again, that could be another thing. Push yourself up. Feel the muscles of your arms and back. As you
Okay.
maybe push up against a chair or against the walls or something, like push down,
Okay.
and that can help add to it as well. Um, and at the end, yeah, you have recovered a bit too quickly. You need to be a little bit more out of
Okay.
breath for that. Old friend, I have freed our people. Like, it's going to take some time for you to speak in between you catching your breath.
Okay.
So
Understand.
let's go ahead and pick this up from the massive leaps, so the 3 tree limb leaps, through to the end of the script.
Okay. I'm sorry, I just slammed my finger.
Are you all right?
Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Um,
It was sounding good all the way up until you hit the microphone.
yeah, ow. Uh, okay, I'm gonna try that
All right,
again.
shake it out, recover.
Okay. Uh, uh, The cursed medallion of Duhu? Old friend, I have freed our people. And I will free you too.
Okay. Barring some connection funkiness, because there's a lot of static coming from your side. Um, much better on the actions this time. It was easier to hear the three different actions happening at once, and while from an acting standpoint, taking that little bit of extra time to kind of recover really worked. Um, I think it absolutely added to the remainder of your read. Um, you could also have gotten away with making the recovery a little bit shorter or getting into the speaking a little bit quicker. But that's more of a side note than I would say, you have to do this over again, more so than anything else. But I'm going to open it up. What did you guys have to say? Nobody, nothing.
I think the lines after the efforts really felt like you were in the scene that time.
Yeah.
I missed the first read. I came back on what might have been your second, whatever was previous to this, and it was definitely an improvement from previous to this one.
Mhm. So, Arrow, emotionally, what were you feeling during that last set of takes, or during the last take, I should say?
Um, Fear and determination. So like I was trying not to have the energy come out so much in my voice, but more in my body, which was able to ground me a little bit better in
Mhm.
the scene. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
and I think that that was able to come across as more determination. I don't know, more determined
Mhm.
take on it.
Did it feel different actually acting out the scenes, actually pushing yourself up and pulling and whatnot?
Yeah, it was strange. Because my space is it's very confined
Uh-huh.
space.
Right.
So it's hard for me to get that energy out physically.
Mm-hmm.
So I have trained myself to not do that. Um because I'm a very clumsy person
Okay.
and
Okay.
as you saw. But yeah, it did help. It helped much with the, like I said, grounding myself in the scene, doing something with all that energy, that nervous energy, and um, getting it out not just vocally, but in a more physical way.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
connects you to the scene. So sorry,
It
rambling.
does. It does. No, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm asking you what you're getting out of it as because this is what I want to hear. I want to hear what worked for you and what didn't. Because if we need to do something completely different, if you didn't feel like it helped you, then that's fine. We just need to try something different in the future. Um, I would suggest to everybody here that when you do set up your recording space, you have enough room to at least be able to open your arms out as wide as you can and be able to touch the sides. You need the physical space to move your body, hopefully without smashing your finger against anything.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I can't even do it sideways. I can go vertically, but like not not
well, I mean,
horizontally.
it's still a decent amount of movement room, is what I'm saying. Um, Eventually, you're going to want something that you can really just stretch out in,
Right.
because
Okay.
the minimum amount of space that you need is whatever it takes for you to be able to swing your arms wildly during a read. That's the minimum space that you need. Um, but I understand that not everybody's situation can. Thank you, James. I understand not everybody's situation is really conducive to that. But good job on your takes, and I think we're good to go ahead and move it along to
Yeah.
Sonic.
Hello.
Hello, Sonic. So tell us a little bit about your character, who they are, why they're here, and then jump right into the read.
So, to me, this character is kind of the leader of this people who got trapped in this forest, either because of something he did or something that someone in the village did, that he is trying to clean up. He's trying to get them out of this forest. And for this script, how I imagine is that he's gone through this pretty much this scene over and over and over again where he's had to kind of fight off these beasts when night comes, and it feels like night comes too soon. He takes some hits, he's then has to flee, but then happens to stumble upon this ogre, which is his old friend, who has this medallion that has something to do with why they are here and could possibly lead to them getting out. So there's might be a little bit of spark of hope at the very end of this.
All right.
So hopefully I can convey that a little bit towards the end. Okay. This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rotten mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. Gosh, come on. The cursed medallion of Doohoo. Old friend, I have freed our people, and I will free you too.
Okay, opening it up. What did y'all think?
You didn't have any wind knocked out of you before the first line. That was there. I didn't hear the lack of breath.
It wasn't convincing enough? Okay, I'll keep that in mind next time.
For the Fall of Fates line. Like, no, I heard the sound effect. It's just I didn't hear it in the line.
Oh, when I do. Okay, I see what you mean.
Mm-hmm. I didn't hear the struggle. Well, I didn't hear the struggle enough when you were saying.
It didn't really feel like I got hit, yeah. I think I got what you mean.
Anyone else? Any other thoughts? Okay. Sonic, when it comes to the leaps and the close call catches, make them consecutive. Make it consecutive. Leap, close call catch, leap, catch, leap, catch.
Oh, okay. So making sure it's leap. Oh, okay, I got you. Because I was thinking it's got to be the 3 leaps, then the 3 dangerous close calls. Okay.
Yeah, it would just make more sense for the scene to leap, catch, leap, catch, leap, catch.
Gotcha. It did feel like a little weird doing it the way.
Yeah, it does. And the thing is if you want to give your client the best recording you possibly can, you sometimes have to take a few liberties to make to make it make sense to you.
Mm-hmm.
And if it makes more sense, I mean, if that doesn't make any sense, your delivery is going to sound that way.
Okay.
And besides, that's why they're audio editors, right? You get the leap, you get the catch. Just cut it. Use one or the other. Rearrange them, however you need to do it, right? Like, yes, Roddy can attest to that. Roddy's going to school for sound engineering.
That's why you give multiple takes.
This is exactly why you give multiple takes. But the thing is again, I like the fact. Were you moving yourself? Were you using your body while doing that?
Yes, I was shifting around a little bit.
Okay. Definitely could hear that. Can you actually reach your hands up and then pull them down?
Okay, I didn't do that the first time, but maybe I'll do. I might do that, and hopefully, maybe I'll do it with one arm because I think if I do it with the left arm, I'm gonna bump the mic.
Okay. Yeah.
So
What however you can do it, just try to act like you're reaching out, grabbing and catching, and pulling yourself up. So that's going to happen
okay,
3 separate times. So, but yes, be sure to be very clear about your character's physical energy levels. And yes, I know it feels really weird to be saying that word here, but that is the proper use of the word energy. All right, physical energy levels. That is the proper use of it in terms of voiceover.
I think my
Anyway,
the biggest thing I'm worried about is like, how do I make him sound winded throughout the whole thing? I guess I don't have to worry about the
have you
whole
ever tried?
thing.
Have you ever? Well, yeah, it doesn't have to be through the whole thing. So really, it's genuinely just the last 3 lines that need to sound winded. Have you ever had the wind knocked out of you? Have you ever taken a hard fall and it just kind of like knocked the
Yeah.
wind out of you? Yeah, draw on that. So it might take you a little bit to kind of like, I didn't come this far. You're kind of forcing the words out. And at the end, again, if you've ever like done PE in high school or anything like that, when you run like the mile and you're kind of winded afterwards, but you might be trying to talk to friends, that's what it's supposed to sound like, right? You're kind of huffing and breathing in between every word you say.
Okay, I might have a trick I might try for this
Go
then.
for it. Go for it. Let's hear it from the top.
This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rotten mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. The cursed medallion of Dooku. Oh, friend, I have freed our people. We'll free you too.
Okay, opening it up. Thoughts? Impressions? Anything?
I definitely feel like you were a lot more in the scene. It's very the exertions you made, they're very vivid.
For
For
the
like the
falling
fight, for like the
for,
falling and the climbing.
for the falling of fate's line, I heard the struggle a bit more. hmm Yeah, at the end,
That's what I was
it
trying to
felt like
say. I just couldn't really find the words. My friend is playing some Ozzy Osbourne very loudly in the background, so it's hard for me to like really gather my thoughts.
mhm. Also it did feel like you cut off like audio wise on the last line because at the end I heard "will free you too."
Yeah, the thing is
Oh
I know
yeah, Mm.
I know that there's not much you can do about the audio dropouts. That's kind of a connection thing. And again, Discord being Discord. But
No, I'll take the hit on the and I because I did kind of mutter through that and like just
oh, did you
haven't.
really?
No,
Because
I will take the hit for everything
I
else
know
I'm
of
not aware of, but at least with and.
I know of a certain rule you just
God
violated
dang it!
here with that. I mean, hey,
I mean, you were gonna give me an out. And I wanted to be upfront about that. You tricked me.
no, no, I didn't trick you. You just walked right into judging yourself. That's not what we want here. That's not the whole point. The whole point is to work on the skills. It's for you to be focused on just what you're doing. All right? So, that being said, though, let me give you some, some feedback on the things you did well. Look, adding more of your body into what you were doing, being more physical with your read made it make a lot more sense. Going from leaps to catches made a lot more sense.
Hmm.
You gave the scene more depth and realism by making it make more sense to you. Always use your body. Always be willing to reach out, to swing your arms, to again, this is why it's super important that when you do set up your final ultimate recording space, you have enough room to get your arms out. Like you need to be able to do that. And it's just because sitting there with your arms to your side the whole time is going to sound like it. Voiceover or voice acting is not just coming up with sounds. It is acting, but through the medium of sound. So doing that this time though was a great improvement to your read. Did it feel different to you?
Yes.
Okay, and that's the most important part. Your read was vastly improved. And I don't know if it could be that much better. We could do some nitpicky, tweaking and things like that. But this is I think one of the clearest improvements that you've given to us since you've been joining us, Sonic. Just that one change of adding your body really made a big difference. So I'm happy to move it along, unless somebody wants to hear something different. That's what I thought.
Haven't I been hit in the gut already? Haven't I had the wind knocked out of me enough?
Look, you're already beating yourself up. All right, you're already throwing judgments on your own read. That's not what we want.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You did. You did. You violated the Dan rule.
Oh yeah.
One of our most sacred rules. That's rule number 1, and you violated it. How dare you, Sonic? Shame. Anyway. 10 push-ups. Yeah. All right. My turn. Yeah, after Sonic is me. Let me cross myself out. And here we go. So, my character is a determined hunter looking for his friend. And all he knows is that, all I know is that my friend went into the dark forest. I don't know much about them afterwards, but I'm determined to find something. This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest's creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. The cursed medallion of Duhu? Old friend, I have freed our people, and I will free you too. Okay, opening it up.
I want to pick your brain.
Okay, pick.
So, what are you seeing as you leap from tree to tree?
So I'm seeing my character jumping and catching onto a branch that's higher up than he was before, and trying to pull himself up to that branch. Um, Completely unaware of whether or not the branch could actually even hold his weight. It doesn't matter. He's just trying to get up and keep climbing. So it just gets harder and harder each time. And on the last one, he actually just jumps to the trunk of a different tree a little higher up.
Okay. Why?
Because the ogre that with this medallion around his neck was just chasing my character. So it says that there's earlier up that there's like hyena-like creatures. There's something out there, and I initially am ambushed by that, run away, trip, get the wind knocked out of me, get back up, start running, and then I hear these big lumbering footsteps, and I know I just need to climb.
Okay. So what do you plan to do when you're up there?
I don't know. I was just trying to get away.
Okay. How do you feel when you lock eyes with that ogre?
It was an initial twinge of fear because it's an ogre, but looking at the medallion around his neck, I know exactly who it is, and I know exactly what happened. I had heard stories of it.
How do you feel, though?
First confused, and then determined.
Okay. Well, I got all of that out of that performance, so. Whoops. Anyone else?
The only note I have is on the efforts, the leaping through the trees part. It didn't sound progressively like you were getting more and more tired with each one. Specifically, the last two and three sounded very similar. Other than a little bit more breathing at the end of the third one, but as far as like the effort and exhaustion didn't really sound like it was there.
Okay. Okay. Nah, Roddy, you had something to say. What are you doing shaking your head? Come on. Say it. I mean, you started, but
You cheated by already having gone through the script before. That is all.
I cheated.
By already having experience with the script.
I
You
mean,
said you've done it before.
it's probably been at least 2 years since he last pulled this script back up.
Yeah, no, this is it's been a very long time since the last time I saw this script.
Statement retracted.
Okay, so then do you want me to make the effort sound more effortacious?
Just the more difference between the three.
More difference between the three. Okay.
There
Go
was
with
a
that.
noticeable difference between 1 and 2, but 2 and 3 sounded. You could have switched them, and it wouldn't have really been like, oh, why is he more tired on 2 than 3?
Okay. Okay.
It didn't sound like you were getting any more exhausted by the third jump.
Okay. So it's just the efforts, or do you want me to actually put it in context with the whole thing?
Just the efforts is fine with me,
Okay.
unless somebody else wants to hear it. And if kind of like with mine, if you need to do a that sentence before, kind of
whole
get
thing.
into it or whatever.
Whole thing?
Whole thing.
Okay, we got one vote for whole thing, one vote for efforts.
Whole
One
thing.
of you guys can break the whole thing. Okay. Sudden hit of vertigo. Give me a second. Okay. This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest's creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. The cursed medallion of Duru? Old friend, I freed our people. And I will free you too. Okay. How was that?
Check is in the mail.
If only. If
You know,
only.
Roddy. I have to admit, though, your effort sound angry.
You sound angy.
Angry. Very
Eh,
angry.
d-
I'd be angry if I had to jump from tree limb to tree limb. I'm just saying, you know. So
It
no
actually
judgment
says,
from me on that.
it actually says, handling the anger of being met with yet another monumental challenge. I mean, that's for the speaking part, but it still bleeds over. So whatever. You just sound angry. That's all.
um. Okay. Were you expecting something different? What were you expecting to hear?
Me?
Yeah. You were the one who said it sounded really angry. I'm just wondering if it was different from what you were actually expecting to hear.
No. Okay, so let me rephrase. You have a very powerful voice, so any effort sounds you are going to make automatically carry a lot more weight to them. They're a lot more impactful. So it comes off like you're angry. It doesn't necessarily, to me, it doesn't necessarily sound like you're trying to scale a tree,
Mm.
but the effort is there. Because
Okay.
when was the last time you tried to climb a tree? Uh huh.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
When was the last time I tried to do anything athletic?
Mhm.
Oh, I really need to
Maybe
take care
just
of
do
myself
some
better.
like bench press when pretending to do the climbing. That might help as well. Like just having a weight that you're like lifting up.
The funny thing is we've got a gym at the where at the complex we live at. I should just go. I just don't. But
I'm
20,
planning to
30
go
minutes,
down
I
after
guess.
this. So.
yeah. But okay.
Time to get freaking swole.
Yeah, right.
Is
Right.
it weird that I base my exercises off like how heavy are the dumbbells you lift and like the exercises they do in that? Like I'll watch one episode, like, all right, those are the exercises I'm doing today.
Completely understandable, not gonna lie.
You
Well,
even lift, bro?
Did you know that shoulder shrugs are an exercise? I didn't know
yes,
that
they
until I
are.
watched
Yeah.
that.
Yes, shoulder shrugs are an exercise. Well, we can talk about exercise after we've all done reading. Speaking of reading, Roddy, you are up next.
My name is Drake. Me and my friend Nathan came into this forest together to look for something mysterious. Unfortunately, we were attacked, and that attack split us up. And it's been 2 years since. I've been looking for him to try to see if he's okay, but everything in this forest keeps bothering me. And to be quite honest, I'm getting pretty damn sick of it. Need to hurry and find him so we can just get the hell out of here. Okay, that was the prep time. Alright, let's go. This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rotten mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through those mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest's creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetites for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. I did not come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. No, 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 no. The cursed medallion of Doohoo? Old friend. I have freed our people. And I will free you too.
All right, opening it up. What did y'all think of that one?
Can we run it back on that last line? You sounded like you recovered pretty quickly after jumping through all those trees.
Damn it. Okay. Okay. The last line specifically?
Roddy,
Yeah.
be less physically fit.
I can't help it, okay? I'm sorry. I constantly.
You haven't been able to sleep every night. You've been chased. So when do you get the chance to sleep and recover, man?
He sleeps in the trees. That's why he can climb them just fine.
Yeah, I eat,
Okay.
breathe, and sleep exercise. I'm always active.
You're not wrong.
Pre-workout every day,
No, but
every meal.
no, but I do agree that there was some amount of recovering too quickly when it comes to the final line. The thing is though,
Uh-huh.
my only other bit of feedback is that I didn't come this far to follow the fate of this cursed forest. I think you could actually read it fairly quickly because your character's trying to get away.
Okay.
You know, or you just finished a fight or something. I really feel that one line you could just deliver faster.
Okay.
So deliver that line faster and take longer to recover at the end after you've done your jumps. Also, don't fully jump because you heard the landings.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
But doing that like standing kind of leap.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Like that?
Yeah, something like that. That's much quieter, much better for you, or much better for the recording, I should say.
Okay.
But I will say, I do
Mhm.
appreciate the determination and the dedication to the bit.
Thank you.
Roddy
Yeah,
does
keep
the
that quiet.
mocap for all of his stunts.
Okay.
Although I think that would
So,
be fun. Performance capture, doing all of your own stunts while doing the voiceover work at the same time. That would be great. But yes, so
go through that line fast.
yeah, fall to the
Stop
fate fast.
stop being active and actually take time to recover.
Well, the
Let's
thing
see.
is it just I think I can kind of see what was going on. No, your character can be well prepared for this, but just don't recover so quickly because again, then you have this like instantaneous shift of gears where it's like, you were just climbing up a tree, the cursed medallion of Doohoo, old friend, I've freed our people and I will free you too. It's jarring.
That's what it sounded like. Damn.
It's
Okay.
jarring.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that definitely needs to be fixed. Okay.
So,
Hey,
oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I had a question on the opening paragraph there.
Okay.
You've been in the forest for 2 years. when are you telling this story? Is it while you're in the forest, or are you telling somebody after the fact? Because the reason why I ask is that what I heard was and we've joked about it here before in the past, this, you know, some kind of action scene is happening and the visual stop. Yep, that's me. Let's back up a bit and let me talk. Not that but it was read very casual. So there was no sense of disgust of the rot and the mold. There was no, fear.
That wasn't
It was
damn.
it sounded very casual to me.
It was mostly past tense, but that can be changed.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all.
All right. This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through those mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest's creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetites for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. And come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. No, no, no! The cursed medallion of Dooku. Old friend. I have freed our people. And I will free you too.
Okay, opening it up. Thoughts?
That's the read. Pack it, ship it, check is in the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the changes on the first section.
Mm-hmm.
No extra notes for me.
Yeah. You
Bravo. Love it.
You sounded much more connected at the very beginning, like you actually had some personal stakes in this. And yeah, the rest of it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going to go ahead and move
Going to
it
clip
along.
that, by the way.
Yay, another one.
We are going to move it along to Carissa,
Oh,
who is going to kick me out of this spot.
that's
So,
right. I forgot.
unless you want to do it over there, I mean that's fine.
I
But
can't move over here.
okay. I will step away as Carissa takes over here. So one second,
Carissa,
I guess.
Okay. Sorry, I had to. Hi. Okay. This place is called the Black Forest for a reason.
Character breakdown.
Right. Character breakdown. So I was visiting a nearby village with a childhood friend of mine. And in the middle of the night, the village was raided. And my friend was captured. So I've chased after them. Only about the performance?
No, I was responding to Story Smithy saying you weren't allowed to apologize. Saying you're not allowed to apologize about your own performance.
Oh, he's just being picky. That's all. So I'm chasing after them. It's been about 24 hours, and I'm getting really concerned. Okay. This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is soothing. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest's creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. The cursed medallion of Dooku? Old friend, I have freed our people. And I will free you too. And scene.
The I
The
will
exhaust
free you
roar flew
do.
quickly.
Yeah. The I will free you too did not sound exhausted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Nobody? Do we
I
just
had
hold-
something, but I lost it. Sorry.
I was like, do we need to do you want me to do the whole thing again? Do you want me to just do the last line, whole thing again? Okay. How about the man on the other side of the curtain?
Hello.
Hello.
So, as the person on the other side of the curtain over here, what was it that you dropped down onto the floor earlier? The headphones?
That was when.
Because I heard something hit the floor.
Oh, this.
Yeah. Gotcha. Props. Fantastic.
What fell?
Love it.
What fell?
Okay.
I dropped this on purpose.
You dropped it on purpose.
I did. I threw it down.
Wait, what fell?
This.
For the sake of your recording, don't do that.
Okay.
The axe. An axe fell.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Just
just
sharpest stick. I traveled to a village with a friend. You think we didn't come prepared?
let's go ahead and give a read from the top again.
Okay.
Let's just hear it all one more time.
Okay. Sorry, I'll place it. Be very careful.
Wait, hang on.
Oh, he's becoming TMC now.
Here, more appropriate for you.
Huh? No! I chose this for a reason. At least it matches the shirt. This is awkward. Okay, now I have too many weapons. Okay. All right, from the top. Why is it 2 pages? All right. No, I'm not. I'm a keyblade. Anyway. This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. Doing that again. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. The cursed medallion of Duo? Oh. Old friend. I have freed our people. And I will free you too. It's hot back here.
Okay. Initial impression.
Okay?
Your fall to the fate line, too dramatic.
Really?
Too dramatic.
Okay.
You just had the wind knocked out of you and you're just about to climb a tree.
It says, channeling the anger of being met with yet another monumental challenge. Speaks in deep, full-bodied, confident tone.
Yeah, you could do that, but that doesn't mean that you have to be slow and dramatic with it.
Oh. I thought I was communicating. I was catching my breath. Okay. My bad. Okay.
That's just my reaction, though. I don't know. Opening it up. What does anybody else think?
It's open. He opened it. Oh, I got a thumbs up from Roddy. Okay.
That first paragraph, I don't know why that, and this was the thing that I'd forgotten about on the first read. The space between rot and mold, the inflection on and mold, I don't really know how to describe how it sounds other than almost like you're I guess because it's talking about mold, it makes me think of like an ad for a cleaning product. Gets
Oh.
rid of rot and mold. Like the tone on and mold almost
Okay.
got a little cheerful.
Okay.
Um,
Right.
just I mean, not like you were actually happy about it, but it was lifted up a little bit. Almost like it was a positive.
Okay.
And then on the very last line, that could probably be tightened up some. Take out a little, or use fewer breaths in between. I mean, still keep them in because of course, your character's out of breath, but just compress it a little bit more for the very last line.
Oh, for the very last line.
Yeah, because it was, old friend, I have freed our people. It takes a long time to get that out, and as somebody listening to that, we know the words and we're like, well, it's going to take a long time to get to the end of this.
Okay.
So now in reality, if this were a real situation, sure, if that's how out of breath you are, but of course in the effort of moving the story along a little bit, it could probably be condensed a little.
Okay. All right. So tighten up the last sentence and watch that differentiate that inflection on rot and mold. And this man over here said,
Fall to the fate line quicker. Quick determination.
Okay, so quicker on 2 lines.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm not going to mess with the... Oh my... And this is why I'm not going to mess with the props anymore. Okay. All right. Starting from the top. This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. It feels like night comes again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest's creatures, prepared with their unsatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. Okay. No. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. The cursed medallion of Duhu? Old friend, I have freed our people. And I will free you too.
Opening it up.
Yes.
Are th-
Hi, yes.
Are the headphones working?
The headphones are working.
Okay.
I didn't mean to snap them out. I probably should have done that in regardless, though.
Or just pull them off.
Or I could have just pulled them off.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
No.
Yes,
No.
I demand it. Hi.
I liked the corrections to the two notes that I had. Those both worked for me.
Okay. Well, how about for the man over here? Oh, thumbs up. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm the last reader, so.
No, you're not.
Oh,
I am
Amanda,
actually the last reader.
You are. You have a cold read.
Yes. You thought you were the last reader, but it is I, Dio.
Uh-oh.
Everything I learned about anime is through cultural osmosis. Bear with me. So yeah, I'm next. Do you want me to give you a character description, or do you want me to just like dive in?
Did you already do the cold read, or?
No, I came in late.
I would say that's probably the first thing that he would probably say, and then describe it after, and then go from there.
Ah, okay.
I don't know if he's here, but that's just what I'm going to assume.
Okay. This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines at the mossy treetops. It feels like night has come again, and as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest's creatures, prepared with their insatiable appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. I did not come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. The cursed medallion of Duhu. Old friend, I have freed our people. And I will free you too.
Okay. So, did you want an overview or breakdown of what it is we discussed? Or do you think you have a decent idea?
I think I was there when you were describing the things that you were discussing, like the adjectives to describe said character and whatever.
Okay. So then, did you have any questions? Anything that you wanted to clarify, and like anything at all?
Not that I can think of at the moment.
Okay. So then, for this next read, which we will go ahead and give you some feedback on, um, give us a brief summary of your choices about the character and how they feel about their situation, and then go ahead and jump into the read.
Okay, so my character is a sort of Laura Croft type. She's like a sort of action girl. And as she is going through this journey and defeating like all these monsters, this sort of hero's journey, she keeps like a diary. So the scene opens with her writing in her diary, speaking out loud as she writes. Then this ogre approaches her, and like these animals come after her. So she's like armed with like a sword in her hand, fighting. And it isn't until like the end where it is revealed, like when she sees like the medallion of Dooku, um she realizes that this is her her old friend who has transformed into an ogre, and she since like is like I feel like that is distinguished from the metal that this creature is wearing.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. So then, whenever you're ready, from the top.
Mm. The place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through its mossy treetops. It feels like night has come again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest's creatures, prepared with their insatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. Oh, shit. I did not come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. The cursed medallion of Duru? Old friend, I have freed our people, and I shall free you too.
Okay. Opening it up. What did you guys think?
Two things. One, the sound effects were kind of muffled. Do you have noise suppression on?
I probably do.
Should probably turn that off so we can hear the sound effects clearer. And then two, cursed, not cursed.
Oops.
It's fine. We had a whole thing with that earlier anyway.
Oh yeah, no.
Surprisingly, I think you're the only other person
I
to have
was
that
there.
issue.
I was there. Here, let me do something to fix the sound. Oh shoot. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons today.
It's okay. Sometimes we have those days.
So I'm seeing if I can do anything to edit the sound. Not apps, no. So do you want me to move away from the mic? As of now, I can't seem to find the control thingy.
Um,
I was
I
gonna
don't,
say,
I don't know.
do you see the wave length that's right next to the hang up, the disconnect button?
I see like a rocket thing.
Dang.
Oh, it's above that.
Yeah, it's above the rocket thing.
You're on mobile, right?
I'm a mobile, yes.
Oh, okay. That would be different.
Mm. Yeah, it'll probably be in settings then.
Settings, okay.
Yeah, settings, audio, voice and audio.
Looking. Okay.
You see crisp.
Oh yeah, see I pressed none for noise suppression.
Yeah, that should help.
Mm-hmm.
So we can get the grunts and stuff.
How does this sound?
Yeah, that's more
This
clear.
better?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes, okay. Anything else? Any other feedback or?
Anyone? Well, now that we can hear you fully, go ahead and take it from the top. We'll probably have more stuff to say after that.
Okay. This place is called the Black Forest for a reason. Its name is suiting. Everything here reeks of rot and mold. By late afternoon, the sun no longer shines through the mossy treetops. It feels like night has come again as soon as it's left. And with the night comes the forest's creatures, prepared with their insatiated appetite for anything with a heartbeat. It's terrifying. I did not come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. The cursed medallion of Dooku. Old friend, I've freed our people. And I shall free you too.
Okay. Any thoughts on that performance?
I do.
Let's hear it.
It didn't sound to me that you were winded. It sounded to me almost like you were Captain Carter from Marvel's What If. Instead of sounding winded, you sounded more of like once you were like, I didn't come this far to just fall in this cursed forest. It sounded more of like, oh, you got hit, but it's like, oh, I can get back up and I can come back for more. It did not seem to me like you got winded.
Oh, okay.
It's like, yeah, it's like you felt like it sounded to me like, yeah, I could take this punch. I've taken worse.
I could do this all day.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, okay.
Like you just kind of like, ooh, and you just, is that all you got? Kind of vibe.
Oh, okay.
So another point that I heard, I loved how you led old friend. I have freed our people. The payout line is, and I will free you too. I'm assuming it's supposed to be a farewell to this transformed ogre friend of ours. Um, what I
There
heard
you go.
from this take was, Amanda, you went a little bit too quickly. This is your farewell, your send off to an old friend that has now does not recognize you. Um, you can add a bit more, a bit of sorrow, sorrow behind those words as you steel your resolve and are ready to plunge that blade into your friend's heart or something. It will give you a bigger payout for this scene.
I've never thought about that. I'll have to give that a try.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Anything else? Okay. So then, Amanda, go ahead and just retake. It was just the end, right? Right, Sonic. That was where you heard the heard it the most, or was it in Fall to the Fate?
As far back as Fall to
Fall
Fate.
to the Fate. Okay, okay. So yeah, I guess Amanda, from I think we're okay with the intro and the battle prep. But yeah, let's go from getting the wind knocked out of you, the and just be more winded, and then a greater payoff towards the end.
So, from my line after getting the wind knocked out of me?
That's correct.
Okay. I did not come far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. Okay, okay. The cursed medallion of Tuku. Old friend, I have freed our people, and I will free you too.
Okay. So this time around, I really liked the payoff towards the end. I thought that was much more improved. But so this middle line, the fall to the fate line, um, you need to sound both winded but determined.
Oh, so do you want to just like read that line or?
Just that line, yeah. So your character fell, and in the dark, in the dark forest, that's a death sentence, and you're not having it. So you're winded,
Okay.
but you're determined. Like you're not going to just die right here on the floor. You're gonna push yourself up. You're saying that as you're pushing yourself up. You're gonna get up. You're gonna get out. You're gonna survive.
Oh, okay, okay.
Right. So think. Yeah. That's another thing.
Thank you, James.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cursed,
thanks,
not
James.
cursed. But yeah. Think Lara Croft from the most recent Tomb Raider games. Have you played those or seen anything from them?
No, I have not.
Okay. Okay. Um, and who else would be a good reference for
Captain
that?
Carter / Peggy Carter, maybe.
Well, I
For
mean,
my initial thing, I was gonna be like, less Captain Carter, more Peggy Carter. She doesn't have the super serum in her. Not here
Okay.
anyway.
Okay. But
Right,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. The
I
main thing
understand.
is just again, you are out of breath, but you are you're pushing yourself. You're not going to just lie down and get murdered right there.
Okay, okay.
So just the fall to the fate line whenever you're ready.
Okay. I did not. I didn't come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest. This cursed forest.
See, I think the thing that is discordant for me is that that line is taking a long time. The
So you
longer
want me
you're
to
on
be
the
more quick?
floor, and yes, you need to be quicker. You're pushing yourself back up. You are winded, you are out of breath, but you are fighting with everything you have to not get torn apart by hyenas.
Oh, okay. I did not come this far to fall to the fate of this cursed forest.
Better. Yeah. Yeah, more like that. Gonna open it up. What did you guys think?
I'm not gonna lie. Actually, when you corrected yourself on the cursed forest, that iteration I liked because it was like you feel her struggling. Like obviously there was the misstep, but if you disregard the misstep and just take like obviously what they would do in probably editing, it's actually not a bad read in my mind because like she's struggling, she's trying to get up, and then she said this cursed forest, like she's fed up, and it's like I'm not dying here. And I liked that a lot, despite the fact that it was a flub, but it still worked in the end. I imagine editing they would probably use that potentially.
Yeah,
Thank you.
potentially.
I was
Yeah.
looking for something more imperfect. You know,
Mhm.
I wanted to make it gradual. I'm glad
Like
you
you're
could pick
getting,
up on that.
I could tell the frustration when you said that too, because we've corrected you on that a couple times too, and it worked.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and there's the thing, like we have that recording, and if this was a session, you know, again, it would be up to the editors to get that in there. They just like what Sonic said, they probably would use that. But yeah, I wanted to hear you really like just pick up the pace a little bit more because again, your character was knocked down, being chased by creatures. You're not just gonna sit down and die. You're gonna get up, you're gonna run, you're gonna fight. And
Okay.
I think that you gave us more of that with that most recent take.
Thank you so much.
So I think that's going to go ahead and conclude the streamed portion of the workout. That's all of the readers so far. We do have highs. If you do want to read with us, we'll get to you afterwards. But for those of you who are watching us on Twitch, thank you very much. Make sure to hit that follow button. We're only 44 away from reaching 150. That's pretty awesome. It's way bigger than I thought we were going to have. If you're watching on YouTube, you know where all the stuff is. If you want to support us, check us out on Coffee. There's a slew of benefits that come from that. We have a few people in here who are on Coffee. Guys, thank you so very much. You help keep the lights on and keep this place running and doing what it's doing. But to everybody else, we'll see you next week. Actually, we'll see you on Monday. That's it. Yes, Monday.
All right.
Right.
Hasta luego.
Boy.